Welcome back to the Run Dusty Run podcast, where runners from all over the world share their stories and running journeys. Along the way, we hope you'll be encouraged, inspired, and that community will be built. Today, we welcome back a very special guest, Flex Fitness owner, Danielle Flores. Danielle has had quite a busy summer, her and her colleagues, with just helping out and supporting all kinds of local races in the community and the surrounding area. And so, Danielle, welcome back.
How are you? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. So Danielle, without further ado, we are going to get into a little bit of an icebreaker round. It's going to look a little different than last time you were on. So are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. Danielle, if you were running in a 5K, now you know what, forget the 5K, marathon. You finish your first ever marathon, and you are forced to listen to one song. You have to listen to it, but one song and one song only, the entire race. What song is it going to be?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I think off the bat, probably Eye of the Tiger, because,
Okay.
I think that's the best workout song ever, but I don't think I could do that. I think I'd go crazy for 26 miles.
That's a lot of anything on repeat for that long.
That's a lot. Yeah, I know. I'd probably just be praying the whole time,
Okay. There you go.
Just make it through.
All right. If you had to give a speech for 30 minutes on something not related to fitness, what are you speeching on?
God, I could talk about a lot of things. I don't know. Anything. I can wing anything. I'm good about speaking about anything. But I think my major was in therapy. So I think a lot of times I just talk to people about like bettering themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My boy is cleaning their room.
Yeah. Once you get
I
that
could
figured
talk about
out,
that forever.
send that info over to the Cookson household. We'll take that up with our daughters. Yeah. Biggest misunderstanding in fitness. What is it?
That you have to look a certain type of way.
If this is an oldie, but we're going to come back to this one. I'm just back from a vacation in Yellowstone, so I've got to ask an animal-related question here. If your running style resembled an animal, what animal does your running style resemble?
Totally a rhinoceros.
All right. Well, thank you for being a good sport on that. So let's get to it here, Danielle. Lots of things going on at Flex Fitness, the local gym here in town. Lots of expansion, lots going on, but also this past spring into summer, and I know coming up in the fall, a lot of local 5K, 10K, half marathon races. And Flex Fitness, you all are, you're there at all of them, helping, supporting, timing, clocking, all of it. Tell us a little bit about what this journey's been like this summer.
We have a really awesome running community here. And there's lots of really awesome running directors, and we have a bunch of awesome people who've wanted to start new 5Ks and running events in our community, and we've been blessed enough to help people. And I think we've done 6 so far since that last weekend of April. So we've had about 2 every month. We just had one 2 weeks ago in a little community that brought in about 200 people for like fire support. We had really bad fires a few months ago, and all that money that we raised a few weeks ago went to the firefighters of that community. We have a big one this weekend, the Dodge City Day shootout, for our big community celebration that we do every year. You know that they've been doing this for 22 years now. This will be the 22nd year of this 5K. She told me that the very first 5 years they had 16 people running, and it was just the kids and the parents of the cross country team. Last year, I think we hit 300 people, and their goal was 250 this year, but I was thinking we were going to way surpass that. And we are already set to have 600 people running downtown Dodge City this weekend. So
Danielle, tell us with all of these local races, and it's incredible the support that you all show each and every race for all of these.
Everyone's support, man. Everyone's support.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, walk through, there's a 7 a.m. 5K in the area. Walk through what that day looks like for you from the time you wake up until the time you pack up and head back.
I'm normally so anxious. I don't sleep well the night before. So I'm already up 3 o'clock. I'm up drinking my coffee and packing the car with all the chrono track gear and texting my crew and making sure everybody has everything. We normally get on site about 5 o'clock in the morning and start setting up. the timing mats and all of that, and have the registration tables by 6 a.m. and coffee ready, and we just go, man. It's just a process.
Yeah, so one thing that I've noticed, and you sort of alluded to already, is just the huge growth, like in terms of the running community in our community and surrounding area. And we're not just talking like 5Ks going from like what used to be 30 to like 45. I mean, we're talking like from
Hundreds
what
of
started maybe
people.
as dozens to hundreds, right? Like, tell us a little bit about what you've seen all across the area.
I mean, it's so massive in the movement that's happening here. Like, we went from the police department and the local city government, like, we're not going to shut the streets down for a 5K, to having board meetings with the police department, the city of Dodge City, the maintenance crew, how they can shut the streets down, how we can keep the runners safe, how can they be involved and advertise, and like the whole community is behind it. It's just awesome to see. And I think that was my goal going into this year and buying the chrono track. And
Yeah, I know when we first talked on the podcast, man, when we were kind of just getting started with the podcast, that was one of the sort of the dreams and aspirations you
yeah,
shared. It was sort of maybe a point of maybe frustration that grew into sort of an aspiration. And it sounds like the community's really come together and local officials have.
well, this last one we did maybe a month ago, Sergio, he's been on the podcast, but with run culture, I don't think anybody was prepared for him to have 400 people running. And he did a phenomenal job getting vendors. And I mean, the whole vibe. He said a 5K with a marathon type
Yeah.
feel, and he nailed it. Like, he made it happen, and they partied all day after that 5K. But I really think everyone was like, oh, wow, like this. I mean, it's better than being out
Yeah.
partying and drinking on the streets all day. Like, it was good, healthy, fun city camaraderie. And I think that probably really helped just people just really get behind this, you know?
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I wish I wish for the folks who didn't have a chance to participate, they could just see some of the pictures and the even the social media footage of back to Fit Fest for you guys, which we'll get into that here in a little bit, and then the running culture whiskey run, and I know Sergio will be hopping on the podcast at some point in a week or two to share
Good.
a little bit about that. But man, just the incredible support from the community. I know Brown's a local shoe dealer here in town. I mean, yeah, man. He's like, hey, let's give away free shoes through your running podcast, and you, Danielle, you and your crew and others as well have been so hospitable toward me and my little bitty podcast, and
We
it's
love
just
you,
been really
Dusty.
cool to be part of it.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off, but ever since Sergio's run, I think I've had 4 businesses reach out to me, an attorney's office, a medical center. They all want to just be lifelong sponsors. Like, every time you have an event or anyone has a running
Awesome.
event, let us know. We'll provide the snacks. But like, so many more people around the community are wanting to be a part of this. You've been all over the nation running. I've been all over the state of Kansas running, and all these communities. It's the entire community putting these runs on, and I did not think that we would ever have the backing here, and it's happening.
Yeah, it's almost like a dream is coming true, even in just
Yeah.
a matter of several months ago when we were talking about it, and then just seeing it all come to fruition. And one of the things, Danielle, I really appreciate about, you as a gym owner and these other entities, that are putting on these 5Ks and 10Ks, whether it's you and Sergio and our friends down in Fowler and Mineola and all these places, it none of it seems to be competing entities. It feels as if everyone's sort of pulling in the same direction and promoting this positivity in the running community, that like it's your pace. Like, there's no pace shaming or anything like that. And people are finishing races and cheering each other on after they finish their race.
Exactly. Alex Granados from Fowler is awesome. He needs more acknowledgement than he gets. He has a program called Whisper, which he posts every single run. He used to send registration to like a list of 100 people who just did 5Ks back when you would sign up on a paper. Now he posts them on social media, but he goes out of his way to make sure that
Yeah.
nobody's race in Southwest Kansas conflicts. And
Yeah.
he moved his race a weekend ahead from what it normally is, so it wasn't conflicting. If he
Okay.
finds out that someone else has a conflicting race that weekend, he's like, how can we make sure that both events are being successful? And
Uh,
it's just really awesome to see with the running community is like, I own a gym, so the fitness industry can be very cutthroat and the running community is not.
yeah. Big, huge shout out to Alex Grananos as well. And I'm looking forward to having him on the podcast here very
Are you
soon.
going to have them?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Good.
I've already communicated that with him at some point. Like we're gonna do this, and I know he's a busy guy, and I know he's been putting a lot of work into the recent race that he put on just last weekend, I believe, and a super successful race there. Just yeah, so it's just really cool to see to see him at your event and to see him at the running culture event, and just man, I could go on and on about what a
Listen,
positive
we're going to
impact. Yeah,
we're going to Garden City. It's about an hour away here in 2 weeks to time an event there. And both Alex and Buck Bulmer and his wife are all like, well, what time does it start? We'll be there to help you. Like
yeah.
these people just hop in, man, and it's great.
Yeah, it's so cool. Just what's going on as a whole in Southwest Kansas, and man, what a blessing to be part of that. So Danielle, let's rewind the clock a little bit to what seems like forever ago with all the races you've been involved in and a huge expansion at the gym. Let's rewind the clock and go back to second annual Fit Fest this past year. Incredible turnout. Walk us through your morning. I know when you arrived on scene, you arrived to quite a surprise.
It was crazy. It's Kansas, so the weather, everyone thinks the weather's not bad here, but Kansas probably has the craziest weather ever. I think the night before I was on site from about 18 hours prepping for the event and took a shower, went to sleep, thought everything was great. And when we showed up, all of our tents were completely mangled and blown over. And they said there was a straight line wind that came in and I mean, destroyed 18 hours of hard work the day before. But you just wing it. The show must go on. You know what I mean? So you just move the start line over about 10 feet and turn the music on and everybody forgets that it happened.
So you get there that morning and you come in to just demolish tents, as you mentioned, but you've got a great crew there helping you, and the folks at Soul Springs I know did a great job of helping and supporting. And so you're rearranging all of those things. Did it mess with the chrono track at all? I mean, did you have to recalibrate anything?
Nope, the chrono track system, all of that was fine. I think our nerves and anxiety was out the roof because you want everything to go really smooth, but I don't necessarily know if any of the participants could really feel that. I think everybody kind of felt like everything was flowing the way that it was supposed to, but it definitely did not start off easy.
So backing up to the evening before, part of the addition that you had to FitFest this year was a 1 mile, was it a 1 mile, half mile little dash for some littles? Is that right, on that Friday night?
We were going to do a quarter mile and the night before the whippersnapper run, it had rained. And so it was all muddy. And so the route we were going to take them was muddy and there were some high school kids doing donuts in the mud. And I was like, that's not safe. And so we switched the route up a little bit. And I think it ended up being about a quarter of a mile, maybe a little more, closer to a half that they ran. But
okay.
I think we had 20 or 30 kids out there.
Yeah, it was so awesome. I mean, you had a great turnout. I mean, I didn't count one by one, but I'm guessing somewhere between 30 and 40 little kids, and they're just
I think we had 30 little kids, and from
awesome.
like maybe the age of 3 to 11.
Yeah.
So they were tiny.
And it got a little competitive out there.
Yeah,
I had a chance to see some of it.
They had little race bibs and they had the little chrono track timers. And so they could log into chrono track with their parents and get their time. And it was just cool for them to be able to feel like they ran a 5K too.
It really was. Yeah. And I think one of the little guys who participated in that race, I believe, maybe won a pair of shoes at one of the races in town. I don't remember, but
I think he won one at FitFest, actually.
Yes, he
I
did.
believe he did. Yes.
Yeah.
Our kids that won shoes. I
Yeah,
know
it
Starlet's cousin, his nephew won a pair of shoes, and he was like
yeah,
13 or 14. So
right. Yeah. So super encouraging not just to see, adults out there running in that community growing, but man, really littles as well. That many little kids. I mean, really, in that whippersnapper dash that you had, the numbers there were more than some 5Ks in recent years here in town. And so super
that's great.
encouraging to see that. Yeah. So now FitFest was there again, there was the race for the littles, but then there was also the 5K, you had the 10K and looked like tremendous numbers in that as well. And
Yeah, I mean, we doubled our numbers from last year. So it's pretty cool to watch, you know this, but your listeners don't. It's kind of set out in more of a rural type community. So they're running right in the heart of harvest. So the wheat fields, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, the Kansas sunsets or sunrise is like none other. And it's a really cool run.
yeah,
And so there's the 5K and the 10K, and I just think people enjoy it. It's all dirt roads, so
yeah.
off the typical asphalt that everyone's used to. So it's a little challenging, and
It was a blast, and, to have some water stops along the way was awesome. I had a chance to, run that with our 9-year-old daughter, and, she absolutely had a blast. The water stop halfway was clutch for my 9-year-old, I'll tell you that for
now
sure, but
I will tell you, we had a group of about 10 people who did not show up for registration, and they were about 2 minutes late after the gun start. So they ran to, they were like, and they were fast. They were from out of town. They like full speed as fast as they could to catch up with the runners, but they
Mhm.
weren't there to listen to the route. And so they took the wrong turn.
Oh,
Well, they're fast. So everybody who was behind them took the wrong turn with them. And yeah, so I mean, there were some hiccups, you know what I mean? But
yeah. There's always gonna be, man. You guys do such a great job with the organization of that. It was a fun course, and you had some support, I think, what, from the local cross country team, is that right? From Dodge City High School, some
yeah,
members
the
there?
Dodge City High School cross country team, I mean, I can't say more about them. They do so much with us and for us and likewise. So
For sure, for sure. So, I know we've got a big race here in town coming up this weekend. You said several hundred, is that correct?
we'll hit 600. I had to call Chrono Track today and ask them to overnight more bibs and tags because
Wow,
they
it's
didn't
going
think we'd
down.
they didn't think we'd go over 250, and we're already at 500, and we still have 2 days left plus on-site
Wow.
registration. So we'll hit 600 easy.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's gonna be incredible. I'm looking
It's
forward to
gonna
it.
be awesome. I'm so
For
excited.
sure. So Danielle, I know Dodge City Days coming up, the 7th race, I think you guys will have timed this summer. I mean, what's
Every
up
other weekend.
next? Is there
So
a
we
bit
have
of a break?
Dodge City Days on Saturday. We're hosting a powerlifting competition on Sunday. We'll have about 100 people here for that. We'll have a 2-week break. And then we're hosting a really large 5K in Garden City to raise in money for child abuse awareness for a local nonprofit there. And then the week after that, we have a 9 p.m. 5K here in Dodge City.
Nice.
So it's going to be a glow run. It'll be our first glow run. So that kind of sounds exciting.
Mhm.
That's a nonprofit for a family. They have a single mom who's battling cancer. And so all the proceeds will go to her. Special Olympics of Dodge City is hosting a 5K. The Friendship Feast is going to have a 5K. We haven't planned yours yet, but I know it's coming.
It's in
So
November, yeah.
I know the First Christian Church is going to have a 5K. We're going to have one in October. There's 2 or 3 in October. I know there's yours in November, and somebody was trying to do a turkey trot in November.
Okay.
So we have 2 or 3 every month throughout the year.
No rest for the weary, huh?
No rest. I mean, come on. It's running. Who needs a rest day?
That's right. No, on behalf of the running community, we are Super, super grateful for all that you and your team do. Danielle, I know you got some big things going on at the gym as well, and it's a gym that obviously I'm very partial to. I know in the beginning when you first opened, I mean, gyms are what they're there for, and there's, I mean, just the lifting equipment that you have. Oh my goodness, it's overwhelming, and there's even more, and there's even more, and there's even more now. But one of the things that is clear with the expansion, and definitely have you delve into this because you know far better than I do, is definitely an expansion in the cardio area as well. So tell us a little bit about everything you got going on there.
Well, when we first opened, we had a 6,000 square foot space, which was about 2,500 more than the gym that I managed, which I thought was massive and that I would never outgrow my space. But God is amazing, and we outgrew our space within a year. I mean, to the point where people were canceling because it's so busy in here that it just wasn't comfortable to work out. And so we decided to, okay, let's double it. And we added another 6,000 square foot of space. And we were able to separate like all of the treadmills and all of the cardio to its own designated area. And then we have an
Mhm.
area for like just all of the gym equipment, the powerlifting, the strongman. But we've also kind of dived into the high rocks community. So we're going to start training high rocks and had high rock classes literally all throughout the day, 5 days a week. So any aspect of fitness, somebody could join here. And if they're doing strongman, there's an
Mhm.
area for them to do strongman. If they're doing CrossFit, there's an area for CrossFit. If they're doing high
Yeah.
rock, hybrid training, they can do that. We have the Olympic weightlifting. We have strongman. We have all the treadmills and ellipticals and cardio, and then just powerlifting, the gym equipment.
Yeah.
Literally, I have 14-year-olds in here working out, and I have a 98-year-old lady in here working out. So,
Love it. Love it. So you big powerlifting competition coming up. I know it's a running podcast, but strength training is a big part of that. So tell us a
yeah.
little bit about what's going on, what's planned for the powerlifting contest.
So powerlifting is kind of my heart and soul. So back in like the late 80s, early 90s, powerlifting was huge in Dodge City. There used to be a powerlifting gym kind of off the beaten
Okay.
path, but I mean, it was probably the first 24-hour gym, but somebody put it in a building and then just let all his buddies have a key access to it. And that was the only gym forever. But the community college used to host a state powerlifting competition here that would have like 200 people lifting, and it was a
Mhm.
weekend long event. And so I think it was last year we started our first powerlifting competition. We had 17 people signed up, and
Mhm.
we've had four since then. This will be our fourth one. And I don't go over 50 people, but I mean, it sells out fast. So I'm excited to bring back the excitement for lifting heavy stuff.
Awesome. So I know you've alluded to this a couple times now, and we've seen some of the advertising on social media. High rocks seems to be all the craze.
Yeah.
To the listener who's unfamiliar with what that is and what's that all about, tell us a little bit about high rocks. What is it?
The best way that I could explain it to someone is it's like a hybrid training. So it's like a weightlifter and a runner get married and have a child. So somebody was like, "What's high rock?" And it's if you took, I mean, it's like a lot of quick, fast CrossFit style movements, but you've got to be strong. There's a lot of like farmers carries and lunges and weightlifting movements, but then there is a ton of running. So it's like the ultimate challenge, I think.
Okay. Okay. So what would you say the biggest differences are between CrossFit and high rocks? If that seems to be a question that gets asked a lot.
I think anybody can do high rocks. I don't necessarily, anybody can do CrossFit, but there's a lot of coaching and a lot of training and a lot of like perfecting your movements. And I'm not here to bash a CrossFitter. I can't do it. I tried it for a week. I know you tried it.
Yeah. That's why I'm
I
running now.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I lift weights. It's brutally hard. And, if you have a lot of ailments or things like that, you might not necessarily be able to be as competitive as you want to be. It's an intense exercise. It's an intense sport. With high rocks, I feel like it's hard, but I feel like anyone can do it, and it's a really good challenge to put yourself through, and most of the movements are really basic movements. It's just the way that they've programmed it back to back is super, super challenging.
Yeah, awesome. Well, back to the gym expansion, because there's some really cool features that I don't want to. I want to make sure we don't overlook those for our listening audience. Tell us about some of those features and how those are beneficial to workouts or recovery.
Well, we added locker rooms. We have saunas and cold plunges now that are just included in our membership. We have showers and steam rooms that allow people to clean off afterwards. But the hot cold therapy is kind of the craze too right now. And I mean, there's so many health benefits, long-term longevity benefits to it. I could sit here, we could have a whole nother podcast, but they've been pretty popular. They've been open for a little under a week, and I don't think that sauna has not been used a single minute. So
yeah, for sure. Well, Danielle, you continue to do great things in and around the community, and certainly in the fitness world as well. What's next? I mean, it seems like you never stop and you're always dreaming. And so if you don't mind my asking, surely there's something going on. Like what are you dreaming about?
So I think I still need to we still have quite a bit to do with our expansion. There's still lots of little things I need to finish up. Stephanie and Scarlett, my business partners, keep telling me, like, stop. You just need to slow down. Like, let's finish this first. I'm really trying to start like a kids program. You know, we kicked off this nonprofit that we haven't talked about. We have the Flex Foundation of Southwest Kansas that we literally just started. And basically what that does is we help families who cannot afford to put their kids in sports and activities.
Awesome.
So, I mean, dude, we get bombarded with sponsorship. Like, you know, can you sponsor our team? Can you do this? And those don't bother me at all. But it's always this sad story, like so-and-so's mom can afford to pay for their uniform, so they can't be on the team. Or, you know, they're an awesome dancer, but they can't afford dance. So you got girls that dance, you know how expensive that is. So we're going to step in because it's hard on small businesses to always sponsor. You know, we hate saying no, but, you know, the economy is not always the best either. So we're just trying to feed our families too. But with this nonprofit, we don't have to say no anymore.
Awesome.
We're actually funding it through all of our races. So all of the money that we make timing these races that we're doing, we're putting back into our nonprofit. And then if there's families or teams that, you know, maybe they can't afford to put their kids in that tournament that weekend, we're able to step in and help pay for hotel rooms or food or something like that.
That's absolutely incredible. So Danielle, if someone wanted to help contribute to that, how can we do that?
We are currently setting up a trust. We haven't got there yet, but that's in the works with the community foundation here in Dodge City. So we are doing that. And then just to the Flex Foundation of Southwest Kansas.
Absolutely incredible. That makes my day to hear that. I had no idea. That's so cool. So cool.
Yeah. So our powerlifting competition this weekend, all of the proceeds are going to the foundation. So
awesome. Well, anyway, we can help that now and down the road. Don't hesitate to reach out. What an incredible thing.
And likewise, if you hear, obviously I don't want any parent to ever feel like they can't provide for their kid. That's never my goal. But, you know, if you hear through the church or through school or, you know, your daughter's friends that maybe somebody can't participate because their families can't afford it, you just need to shoot me a message and we'll make sure that every kid has all the same opportunities.
Absolutely. That is so incredible. Well, Danielle, this never gets old. It's a blast. Thank you for being you and for you and your crew, Stephanie and Scarlett, and all that you guys do for, like I said, for not just the fitness world, but the community as a whole.
Thank you.
It's amazing to walk into a gym and to feel welcomed and that you belong, and no matter your age or ability, or if you're the old guy on the treadmill all the time. So
the old guys on the treadmill beat me.
It's just it's a great place to be, and it's a true reflection of your leadership. So for you and all you do, Danielle, thank you. Truly.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dusty. I appreciate your friendship.
Yep, you bet. Well, as always, this has been the Run Dusty Run podcast, where we continue to encourage you to keep showing up and keep going.